Hi everyone, so we're going to be doing a few quests now starting as the new DLC comes out. When does it come out? Monday, I think. I think it comes out on Monday on PC anyway. Not sure about console. Anyway, let's do
Welcome,
this.
friend. Come, join our celebration on this glorious and special day. Today is the day that Lector Tamriel declares a new apprentice. I've improved my botanical knowledge and skills considerably since the selection day last year. I hope he sees how much I can help him in his work.
Alright.
The Everwound Wellspring, a wondrous oasis in this mechanical desert. Sotha Seal created the place, but the Lector made plants grow in the metallic soil. Once every year, he distributes food and chooses an apprentice. You should come with me and see. In the past, the wellspring was accessible to everyone. Lector Tamriel sealed the place and started
Yeah, I'm coming.
annual harvest and apprentice selection. Oh no.
Wow, you run so fast.
The gears just have to align in my favor. They have to.
Faithful of Sotha Seal, you may enter to collect this year's harvest in a moment, but first, I shall name my new apprentice.
Alright.
Sherazar, the Everwound Wellspring welcomes you as its new apprentice.
Nice.
The rest of you, come in and claim your portion of the harvest.
Thank the great gear. Let's go inside.
Oh, okay. That should be interesting.
Factotums will continue to gather the harvest and bring the containers here. In the meantime, use the lift and come see our oasis.
Alright. Okay.
I always share a few words of advice with the hopefuls that weren't selected before I take the new apprentice under my wing. The Everwound Wellspring provides excellent opportunities for the novice apostles. You must be one of the new arrivals I've heard so much about. Everything in the Clockwork City, the soil, the flora, the fauna, it's all composed of gears and pistons and metal. It's like that everywhere. Everywhere, that is, except here. Because Sotha Seal set the wellspring in this metallic desert and blessed it with a reservoir of water. An exceedingly rare thing in the Clockwork City. He planned to create an oasis, but moved on to other projects before the task was done. We had water and a pressing need. It didn't take me long to figure out how to make actual living plants grow in this artificial soil. Now, save your questions and let me show you some of the wonders of the Everwound Wellspring. Come, everyone! Follow me into the viewing garden. My friends, the wellspring enjoyed a bountiful harvest. Let me show you how we accomplish our miracles.
Okay.
Simulated sunlight allows our trees to produce fruit sweeter than the orchards of Vardenfell. These pipes carry an alchemical solution that nourishes our plants.
Okay.
Factotums harvest the plants and pack them in special containers to keep them fresh before we distribute them to Clockwork City. take clippings from the most robust plants to produce stronger varieties. Someday, we'll be able to grow plants outside these walls. Every season, we share our bounty and select a new apprentice from among the novice apostles. By the way, where did my new apprentice wander off to?
No clue.
My new apprentice, Sherazar. Where did she disappear to? Oh, she's off to a bad start. And have 2 novices wandering around the oasis unsupervised? Very well. Go find Sherazar and return to me with all due haste. Quickly now, the work of the Wellspring can't wait for an idle apprentice. My program provides an opportunity to work outside the Clockwork Basilica. Lets them try their hand at something different. Besides, keeping the Wellspring going requires a lot of bodies. You'd be surprised at what's required to make my plants grow. That's a complicated subject, and one better left to the actual apprentices. Suffice it to say that the process involves water treated with our chemical nutrients and other solutions, as well as our simulated sunlight.
Okay.
That would require an even more complicated answer. Suffice it to say that we use lenses, crystals, and a unique power source to create life-giving light similar to Nern's sun.
Okay. Very odd. Oh. Whoop.
This was supposed to be a special day, but it turned out all wrong. There's something not right with this oasis. Sometimes a gear slips or a cylinder throws a piston. This place reminds me of that. Specifically, I saw my old friend Shirhari down one of the corridors. When I tried to go talk to her, the factotums blocked my path. They drove me off. That's the question, isn't it? And it's the reason I have a bad feeling all of a sudden. Why restrict where an apprentice can go? And why refuse to let me talk to Shirhari? It makes no sense. No, I'd rather speak to Shirhari. I know her. I trust her. Lector Naril? He's still a stranger to me. Will you?
Yeah, sure. Where are we? Going?
Sherazar. Oh, this one purrs at the sight of you.
It's so good to see you too, Shirhari.
You shouldn't wander the wellspring unsupervised. It's dangerous. The factotums don't respond well to visitors they haven't been formulated to recognize. And the fabricants, they're just mean. A new apprentice? Really? But what does Shirhari know of such things? This one works in the dark and grows fungi, molds, and mosses. The lector keeps me too busy for other concerns. Shirhari doubts there's anything sinister going on, so the seal blessed the wellspring with water, and Lector Naril's alchemical solutions make it possible to grow plants. It's good to see Sherazar, though. We could use the help. Apprentice? Sherazar is the first new apprentice to enter the wellspring in years. The lector stopped selecting apprentices after poor Cathal's accident. At least, that's how this one understands things. I suppose Idrono might know differently. Idrono works with Shihari. He attempts to grow non-fungal plant life in harsh conditions. Since you're going to speak to him, could you bring along some of my mushrooms? Idrono will be grateful for the No. Only the lector can do such things. But perhaps this one has the next best thing. My plaque of Shirhari will...
Okay. I don't understand any of that. Are those? Okay. No. Okay, this not good. Okay, wrong. Really wrong. See? Okay. This one must be over here. Ah.
New apprentice, if you can hear my voice, step to the nearest speaking tube this instant.
Those mushrooms look plump.
A new apprentice? How curious. And are those samples of Shiahari's mushrooms? Excellent. I've been anxious to taste the new harvest. Interesting question. As far as I know, no new apprentices have entered the wellspring since Garthel's accident. But I have a bigger concern. At least Shiahari can grow. Of course, Lector Gnarl tasked each of us with a different experiment. I'm attempting to grow plants without the benefit of the simulated sunlight. I haven't had any success so far, but someone has to tackle the difficulties. Lector Gnarl developed it using techniques he still refuses to share. The simulated sunlight provides nourishing energy that makes most of the plants we grow thrive. O'Towen's been with Lector Gnarl the longest. She might know something more. You'll need to cross my garden to reach her. Just watch out for the blasted fabricants. They keep eating my plants and clogging up the... I just don't understand why my plants won't grow while Shihari and O'Towen have no trouble making things bloom. It's an absolute annoyance. And so are those fabricants. Feel free to smash them to bits on your way through the garden. What's to tell? Gathal died. Happened in Lector Gnarl's private workshop. We're not allowed in there anymore. Now let me think. I need to figure out how to make my plants do something.
Okay, this is really weird. Okay, I thought that was a bit of a problem. Let's go.
New apprentice, if you can hear my voice, step to the nearest speaking tube this instant.
Okay.
interruptions are counterproductive. The 7th law of gears teaches us that. Well, since you've already distracted me, you might as well tell me what you want. Idrono. His experiment was doomed from the beginning. You can't grow plants without a source of nourishing light. My plants thrive thanks to the use of Lecternarel's simulated sunlight. But I wasn't informed we were getting new apprentices. That was the practice until Gathal died. Then the Lector sealed his private workshop and gave us these experiments to conduct while he perfected his simulated sunlight. It makes our annual harvest possible. If there were other apprentices, I'd know. I suppose Lecternarel could have more apprentices toiling in his private workshop. He keeps numerous secrets, so what's a few more? You can enter the workshop through the busted vent over there. Ignorance of his rules might grant you some leeway. Lecternarel's private workshop is restricted, but I don't expect you to find anything. If he catches you snooping around, feign ignorance and beg forgiveness. What's the worst he could do? I suppose he could turn you into plant food. Lecternarel is one of the most respected Clockwork apostles currently operating within Lord Set's great experiment. Every novice wants to become his apprentice, and every sentient in the Brass Fortress hopes to partake of his bountiful harvests. That's a long and complicated tale. The short form is that he was one of Sotha Seal's most trusted warrior scholars. When our great master abandoned the wellspring for other endeavors, Narrow stepped in to fill the gap. He's been here ever since. An unfortunate factotum accident happens occasionally. Sometimes the poor contraptions just get overheated and explode. That's why I prefer to work at a significant distance from the machines. Say...
I'm very disappointed, Sherazar. Shirhari's plaque of safe passage has been rendered inoperable. Now, return to me immediately.
No.
Let's go.
I don't think so. You're hiding something. It's not hard to see, mate.
Lecternarel's a Clockwork apostle. He must keep meticulous notes. We need to examine them.
No, not that.
That's the story of how the Everwound Wellspring was created. Lecternarel picked up where Sotha Seal left off. The early experiments failed, even though Lecternarel perfected his alchemical solution. I wonder how they solved the problem.
Oh, let's go find out. Oh.
That's over with, I suppose.
I never knew what went into making the wellspring work. I wonder how they finally got the simulated sunlight to nourish the plants.
Okay. Dude.
The source of the simulated sunlight is the life force of the missing apprentices? That's horrible. We need to see what's inside Narwhal's private workshop. That machine! Is that the inductor? The apprentices! It sucked the life out of them! There's the Lecter's simulated
disturbing.
sunlight inductor. And just as we read in his notes, he's using the life force of the most recent apprentices to power the device. So the Seal would never approve of this. Never. No. If we leave, Lecter Narwhal will just use Shirhari or one of the others. We have to do something. We have to stop this man.
So now you know the secret of the wellspring. You see your role in our grand plan. Time is short. The life force of the previous apprentices is nearly depleted.
Let's do this.
Why do you resist? Your life force can be... You lash out because you fail to grasp the importance.
There's nothing to be done for these poor apprentices. The inductor has drained every drop of life from their bodies. But what of Lecter Narwhal? He cloaks his evil in good. The Lecter lied. He tricked the apprentices and killed them. But the machine does allow the plants to grow and provides food for the Clockwork City. I wonder, what if someone willingly sacrificed themselves to feed the people? You're right. The sacrifice is too great. Lector Narl turned Sotha Seal's dream into a nightmare. I'll work with the remaining apprentices. Together, we'll find another way for the Everwound Wellspring to help the clan.
How horrible! Those apostles, all dead?
Not just dead, drained of life to create the simulated sunlight.
Still, it's an amazing device. Lector Narl's a true genius.
A genius? Look at this, Gnarl's insane.
Gnarl's dead, and this work is an affront to Lord Set and everything he's taught us.
I won't argue that point. But you can't deny that Gnarl accomplished what the Clockwork Mage never quite got around to doing.
This one rejects that path. A life is worth more than a harvest. More than 100 harvests.
This isn't our decision to make. We should go before the council.
No, there's no decision to make. I'm shutting this horrid contraption down right now.
Sunlight.
We're the apprentices of the Everwound Wellspring. We'll figure out a way to save the plants.
You really think so? This one hopes that we are up to such a task.
We're Clockwork.
Alright, let's go and do another. If I can find another quest. Wait, we could try something else. Oh, that's just great. Okay. Come on. Look for that one. Where am I at?
Let's hit the trail.
How dare you, Kamid? Your mother wanted a better future for you.
That display of emotion isn't indicative of the people of Slagtown. Kamid lost his mother in the last pilgrimage, and that's made him angry at the world. He has a point, though. Dreams and prophecies can be dangerous things. Once every season, the most brave and desperate members of our community make the journey to request a fortune from the Grand Prognosticator. Not everyone receives a prediction, but many have died hoping to have their destinies changed. An oracle of sorts. It's an unusual factotum with a penchant for the mystical and the dramatic. I fear Kamid plans to do something foolish and dangerous. Perhaps you'd be willing to go to the Outlaw's Refuge and talk to him? Keep him safe? Thank you, my friend. My old bones aren't up to another adventure, but I owe it to Kamid's mother to do whatever I can to keep him safe. The Grand Prognosticator spits out a fortune of...
Okay, that's good.
Crow friend, a word.
find another beggar to bother. I've got more important things to do than carry some apostle's hopeful sack of dirty laundry. Paul Batten's an old fool and a coward. He knows that the prognosticator provides nothing but false hope and dangerous dreams to our people. That's what got my mother killed. I swore I'd never let another person get caught up in its games. Prove that the prognosticator is a liar and a fraud. It tells them over and over again how terrible life is, and then once every generation it provides an actual fortune to keep them coming back. So I'm going to the Vale of Tears to destroy it. You want to help? I won't refuse, though I don't have anything to give you. I've never gone on a pilgrimage. Because...
Okay then. Where are we going?
You will talk to me! Say something, damn it! The prognosticator refuses to talk to me. I request a fortune and receive only silence. Is that what my I will destroy the false prophet, but not by taking a hammer to its shell. Instead, I'll show my people that it isn't infallible. I'll destroy... As part of every pilgrimage, the faithful have to descend into the Vale of Tears. No, I can't. My mother's body is down there somewhere. Be careful in the Vale. It's dangerous down there. Stand back. I've got this. Were you able to find an animo core? I see you've brought... I'm not sure. I never went on a pilgrimage. That's kind of a relief, actually.
Initializing. Reflecting. Memory engaged. By the will of Set, please state your query.
It worked! Prognosticator, tell me what the fates have in store for Comet of Slagtown.
Reflecting. Charting possible outcomes. Comet of Slagtown. Minimum income. Inferior quality of life.
Great, you know all about me. But what does it mean? What's my future, you stupid construct?
Query. Reflecting. Prognostication unsatisfactory. Poor quality of life will lead to sickness, starvation, depression, and ultimately, death.
Perfectly dire. Just what I expected. And what about my friend here?
Reflecting. No relevant data in memory vaults. Error occurred. Please present yourself for immediate data collection.
Interesting. The prognosticator doesn't have a prophecy for you. More proof that it uses what it knows to make calculated guesses. But it predicted doom and gloom for me. Now I can change my future and show everyone that our fate isn't fixed. By doing the impossible. I'll find the lost treasure of the Radius. In the past, the pilgrimage included both a visit to the prognosticator and a search for the treasure. Palbatten survived that duel.
Alright.
Let's hit the trail.
Okay, that's not the way. Get out of this place. Nope. Oh, okay.
What do you think you'll make with that?
Okay, back here.
Are you sure about this, Comet? Remember what happened to your mother?
With the Outsider's help, that treasure is as good as mine.
When I asked you to help
You'll
Comet...
see that the prognosticator is a fraud.
When I asked you to help Comet, this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. I want to see our people abandon the reckless pilgrimage to the Grand Prognosticator. But going after the treasure is just as dangerous, maybe even more so. Comet seeks to replace one foolish pilgrimage with another. Very well. I can tell you that the treasure exists. I've seen the wreckage of the merchant caravan myself. Because of the massive fabric that prowls the... I'm still uncomfortable with it.
Okay. Alright.
Let's ride.
Ooh.
No remorse.
Oh.
That creature. It's even worse than Palbatten told us. Look, I appreciate all the help, but I don't want to see you die on my behalf. Are you... I'm no warrior, you know that. Without you, we wouldn't have gotten this far. I'll stay out of the way, so don't worry about me.
Alright. Okay.
You did it! Thanks to you, we found the lost treasure. This proves the prognosticator isn't an oracle. It's just a machine. Yes, my friend, spices. Wonderful, delicious spices. That's the most valuable treasure of all. More than that, spices are as rare as a blade of grass in a city of metal. Wealthy mages and apostles will return to Slagtown and meet.
Alright.
Right behind you, partner.
Okay. I'm gonna have no more gold offers.
I've called a few people together so I can tell them what we've done. Hopefully, word will then spread throughout Slagtown and all of the Brass Fortress. I have to. For their sake and for the memory of my mother. I need to show them that their fate is in their own hands. I received the same dire prophecy, but I found the treasure and changed my destiny. Heart. That's not something you hear a lot about.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna end this here, but